Greetings and welcome to our show. I'm here with Colin, Brabdo, and Forlo for Video Game Book Club, Video Vame Blip Blub.
Yahoo!
Darn tough book club.
The rules are simple. One person picks a game. You got to beat that game in a month. Then you got to pick the next game for everyone to play once your month comes around if you beat the game. This was a close one. Photo finish. I personally...
Well, no. What do you mean photo finish?
It was a photo finish.
What did the fucking reporter take the photo a day after? What do you...
I put 75 hours into Brighter Shores this month. What the fuck did you guys do?
I quit Marvel Snap.
Me too. Good shit. Brabdo was the only one holding me together on Marvel Snap, and since he's gone, I'm out too.
But
Why?
now the chess has popped off. I just got bored of Marvel Snap. But if you go on if you look up anything about Marvel Snap, the community is collapsing in on itself right now. But I don't care about that.
You just got to spend more money.
Oh yes, good idea. I don't know.
Snap up.
I heard that Pokemon Pocket came out. I have not played it though.
I also have not played.
What do you mean? You got to open your 2 free packs.
Yeah, dude.
Good. There's one thing I don't need to do is open packs.
But these cards you can't open in real life, dude.
I played an absurd amount of what is it called? Dwarven Realms and Vampire Hunter. Those are 2 games that are like wave-based roguelikes. Pretty good.
You're just now playing. What you mean, Vampire Survivor?
No, it's Vampire Hunters. It's like Vampire Survivor, but a first-person boomer shooter like Doom.
So it's a game they made in 5 minutes after they saw how popular Vampire Survivors was?
Yeah, the best roguelikes are thrown together with like asset flips and waves.
Well, debatable.
Yeah.
Forlo, what'd you play?
I played a lot of that Brighter Shores.
Hell yeah.
Also tapped back into that Spyro a little bit. Got a little bit of free money.
The Hero of Hope.
You didn't even... What about Bizarre, dude?
Oh my god. Bizarre. I will
New
go
patch tomorrow.
A new patch? Good.
Bizarre is dead, dude. Path of Exile comes out in 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it.
I am not going to get 100 construction before Path of Exile comes out. I just want to let everybody know.
You're giving up? The roof's over?
I have to make sacrifices.
Wait. This guy said he's in it for the long run. It's been like 2 weeks.
I am in it for the long run. I'm just not getting I can't grind out 100 because I'm also playing Tekken again too. I'm playing too many games. The
long run is a lot longer than you think.
Yeah.
Open some packs.
I'll play for the next 20 years.
Why don't you open a couple of free packs every day?
Yeah. All right. What's our game of the month?
We got the HD version of the action platformer RPG puzzle game Okami.
Hell yeah. How many of us died in our playthroughs in this game?
Fucking nobody.
Not even
a
close.
soul.
Not even close to being almost dead.
And then Frank last night tells me the combat's awesome.
It is.
It's
the game you can't die in. The combat's sick.
It's the only thing I avoided in the game. I avoided getting those fucking flags to fly at me.
I had so much fun in combat. Aside from the boss that they made you fight 3 times, but we'll get there.
I was flabbergasted when you said the combat's awesome.
It's all right.
Draw a bomb, dude.
I can't even say it's all right. You can't die.
You can't.
Because we're all goated gamers. You ever think of that?
No. Here's the other thing. Well, I'm just gonna put Frank on blast right now. He said the combat's better than Kingdom Hearts.
It is.
I don't know if I don't know if I got hit. Like unironically, I don't know if I got hit.
I was like, I couldn't believe he said that.
Kingdom Hearts Deathless run. That's what I need to see.
I like games that make me.
You can't die.
There's so much stuff you can do in combat. Listen, in Kingdom Hearts, I can't sprout a tree under an enemy and then fucking draw a circle around them to make their flower bloom. And there's a lot of shit going on.
You could basically do that in Kingdom Hearts 3, dude. Find out.
Yeah, well, I'll find out in 13 years to fully
I'll be here.
appreciate
I
it.
just
I'll
I
still
just
be
feel like
breathing.
the combat was kind of half-assed, like in the sake of it's an extension of the game, like the normal gameplay, and I get it, and I like it for that, but like the only thing that's unique about the combat is that there's an enemy with a health bar and you can press the attack button now. But
When
like
there is no health bar, you just have to guess how much.
but you're still just probably gonna draw a bomb or something.
Yeah,
or
literally.
flat
Just
or
blow it
something.
up.
So like
I feel like that
it's just
bomb
an
power up should have been
extension.
given to you way later than it
Well,
did.
That shit
Well,
was
half the time
busted
it's like
until the end.
they're like, "Oh, look at this new enemy. Wonder what its mechanic is." I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking draw a bomb on it and it's gonna blow it up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, some of the mechanics are like it's basically it's not. There's nothing difficult about it. It's more like how optimally can you kill these guys so that you can go and do the thing that you were trying.
Yeah,
to
I
do.
learned how to kill Orochi pretty optimally after my
Yeah.
third go of it, dude.
you're a master.
If you drop 15 exorcism slips in 3
That
frames.
shit was okay. Also, I think a big point we should start on with Okami is this game drags on. It's not that the game itself is bad and it like was so unplayable that it needed to end. It's just like there were two spots in the game where I thought it would end because it all wrapped up nicely, and I think it should have.
The beginning, right?
I get that. Like the game's intention is that it's 3 Japanese folklore tales told kind of with a twist that all make them intertwine for one overarching story. That's the Okami story. But like, so that's why they have like the 3 kind of feel like they start and end things. But I don't know. It kind of made for a very jarring, like, where I am in the game experience for sure.
Well, one of my biggest issues is part 2 and 3 are terrible. Part 1's cool. I like the characters in part 1.
I liked part 3 a bit, but 2 was definitely down bad.
No. Part 3 is jumping the shark. We're going to live with the snow people that can turn into wolves.
No,
what are we doing, dude?
That's peak. What do you mean, dude?
Yeah, and what about the little area, dude?
Dude.
People are tiny, dude. Come on.
You don't like hitting yourself with the hammer and going in the tree stump, dude?
And then part 2 is the same joke by Flea Man 50 times.
He likes,
there's boobs in this game. I don't know if you guys are boob fans, but
that was having to hear that anytime you went to a new place. Like, okay, I get it.
Right.
That's the trope.
And it's also funny to me that this game has like less polygons on their characters than like Tomb Raider.
But they have jiggle physics because they had to add them.
A lot.
You're just trolling Brab though. This
heavy
shit looks fire. Physics. Am I wrong? Yep.
It's like it's like Hideki Kamiya. He took a look at Wind Waker, and then all the people that were making fun of the way that Wind Waker looked, and was like, let's do that exact same thing, except we're gonna crank the cell shading up past even what makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
It looks bad. I don't know. I couldn't play it without the mod.
It has some issues pertaining to like post-processing filtering and stuff like that, where I wish I could you could turn the special effects to low, but it's not enough that it's cell shaded. It's like, we'll use the water level, for example. You go to this water level and everything is in double vision and moving in like waves. Like you're on fucking shrooms,
Yeah,
and everything also looks like paper, which is kind of annoying.
It's certainly cell shaded. It's just they definitely didn't use it like the way it's conventionally done. It's just like in random places. Or
it's like an
ink stuff and
also for a game to have it so I can change my FPS and that only affects the menu. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, what's the point of that exactly?
So I can have 60 FPS in menus? Like, it's so fucking dumb.
And Brabdo, what's this game locked to?
Feels like 30 FPS to me.
It's locked at 30.
It appears to be 30 FPS throughout the entire 27-hour experience.
Yeah, 30 hours of 30 FPS is.
I think 30 FPS is fine. It's just all the effects make it. You're doubling down.
Also, I don't know about you guys, but I was like fighting with the camera constantly. It wants to pull you down to an angle that you don't want to be at.
Yeah,
can't see where you're running
on multiple occasions, but
now you can press the camera
to
button. That helps a little bit, but even still, you have to always have your thumb on the camera button so you can like perfectly adjust where you want to see. Otherwise, you're just looking at the ground.
I feel like they did a decent job of giving you an alright camera. Am I alone on that one?
There's a lot of times when I use like the celestial brush, and it's like you try to correct it because the thing's not all the way there, but that's kind of the only problem I had.
Of course, like there are some things with the brushing, but just in general, like moving around and stuff. The only time I felt like the camera was weird are things like the Orochi fight, where it's locked to you being 90 degrees, like at the side of you. So if you try to turn the camera, it like starts trying to pivot it behind you.
Yeah,
that's the only weird camera thing. I think I feel like it functioned pretty normally in normal gameplay. Otherwise.
Yeah, 85% of the time, like the camera had no issues. But I also used mouse and keyboard. Anybody else use mouse and keyboard?
No.
No one's dumb.
I think that this is a perfectly fine mouse and keyboard game.
I would rather
hold on,
use the Wiimote.
Did you play it with a controller?
I did not play it with a controller.
Well, then you don't know. It could have been horrible.
No, but it looked pretty peaky. He's hitting the ink. I'm not gonna lie. With the slashes.
It just makes sense. It made sense for me to use the mouse for the brush, and it worked fine. All right. I think that I did everything perfectly using the brush, and then I think it's hardwired into the game some brush problems because I feel like you're doing some stuff that you should be, and then even though you do it right, it's not it, but you do it 2 pixels to the left, and it works.
I think your happiness with this game is also going to depend on which controller you're using, because I used 2 different controllers throughout my course of this gameplay, and they both felt different to draw with.
I just used the DualShock 4.
That's what I used. It felt fine.
All reliable, dude.
You know what's secretly one of the worst parts of this game? The platforming. It's actually horrible. It's so hard to judge sometimes.
Yeah, they have really bad depth perception in some areas. That's also probably the only other area I'd say the camera was weird. There's some areas I remember like you needed to do platforming and the camera going like really high up, but not above you, like way just high up and back. So you can't really judge your landing, and you just gotta hope your shadow appears before you fucking.
Yeah, the shadow's like way after you're above the fucking thing you're gonna land on.
Yeah. I looked at the shadow after every jump.
You have to.
I learned from El Shaddai. El Shaddai taught me how to play.
El Shaddai definitely prepared me for this game.
And that brings me to a point I made the other day. El Shaddai is a better game than this. They're very similar. They're very similar.
They're similar, but
they're not, I think they're close.
I
don't think it's close.
Thoroughly preferred Okami over
I think El Shaddai has better combat, in my opinion.
Nope.
I think El Shaddai is less egregious with your time.
That's true.
That is true.
This game's about 3 times as long as El Shaddai. El Shaddai runs at 60 FPS.
Also true.
Twice the FPS actually should be a point for El Shaddai, 100%.
I think the stories are a wash.
Whoa!
I think the Okami story is probably significantly
Hold on.
longer, but
we should talk about the story.
You better separate the story and the characters are good in Okami. The story is dumb.
Yeah,
well, I think like the if you took out maybe 60% of the dialogue in this game, it would be I think you would think it was a good story.
I don't, because the game is literally an incestual ancient alien story.
There's a lot of jibber jabbering going on in Okami.
Yeah, they kind of just keep talking. They just don't stop. They just keep going on and on and on.
There's ancient aliens.
Well, I know another game from 2006 where there's a lot of jibber jabbering.
Not
Darts.
Not like this.
Not like this. We got them, boys.
At least they got, voice acting.
If the game ended at the first moon cave, this would be a nice little fun experience. The word that kept coming up throughout the month was slog, and this game is 100% a slog.
Wait, that was not the first word you were using a bunch. It was charm.
Well, yeah, no. Slog overtook charm. It goes slog, charm.
It was a close race.
Boobs.
You don't think it was a sloggy charm, dude?
It's a charming slog.
Yeah, a lot of suggestive content in this game.
Cringe.
A lot
of cringe.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of cheeks, dude, at the beginning of the game.
A little bit is kind of... There's like a lot of it, and it's like the one character who is the character who talks the most in the game, I will say.
That's the worst part, I think.
Going on and on and on about it. Like, you're playing a silent protagonist, but like... you might as well not be. It's like it's again, I think the guy took a look at like Ocarina of Time and like how annoying Navi was, and then he was like, he's rubbing his chin together. He goes, how do I make a character even more annoying than that?
Honestly, I don't even really get the Zelda comparisons. Because I mean, that's what this game was like always touted as.
I can see it.
I see it, but I don't at the same time. Like,
I mean, it's got like dungeons, overworld,
sort of
simplistic combat.
Yeah, but those are like really vague. I don't even feel like there's actual dungeons.
There's a lot of like specific examples that I won't get into of like things where it's like, oh, this reminds me very strongly of like this moment that happened in Zelda.
I feel like the vibes of just like it being like a puzzly platformer kind of thing where you're in this more open world just kind of makes people automatically...
I forgot about the puzzles. I've never been handheld so bad in a game sometimes. It's insane where they're like, make sure you cut the log. And that's the whole puzzle.
And then you cut the log. But then there's some puzzles where it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And you have to sit there and be like, what is going on? And then
there's entire quest lines where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? And like the I don't know, it's like purposely inconvenient timings of things. It's like
I can give one example, right? Remember the bell? You have to ring the bell. Okay, but you can't ring the bell by headbutting it. You have to slash it. Why? That's just how it is. Now, even though when you hit the bell with a headbutt, it makes a noise, but apparently it doesn't count as ringing. You have to actually draw the slash on it. And you don't just do it once, because I did it once. You have to do it 3 times in a row. Does it tell you to do this? No, you just have to do it. And then that's how you progress.
I think I headbutted it, but I did it multiple times.
Right. No, I headbutted it. Frank was there. You saw.
Yeah, you gotta slash it. I had to slash it. I was under the impression that was the only way.
And also, there's like a ton of things like that where it's like you did the right thing, you figured the puzzle out, but it just was not quite right for some reason.
Also, what happened? Remember in the beginning of the game, there was an arrow that told you where to go?
Yeah, that left quickly.
that lasted 20 minutes, and then they're like, nah, fuck that.
But it came back for 5 minutes, like...
We've gone on record, all of us, saying we don't want arrows anymore. So we can't have both, all right? Either the game, tells you where to go or it doesn't.
Yeah, but the game's so imbalanced because it'll tell you where to go and then it doesn't. Or it'll be like, oh, you failed the puzzle once and now this dude's yapping in your ear about how exactly to do the puzzle because you fucked up once.
Yeah.
And sometimes you didn't even fuck it up. You just want to like reposition. If you just like let go of the brush button, it counts as you trying to do the brush move.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, dog, my finger left the button and now you're going to call me an idiot? Like, what the hell?
And like some parts of the game, I don't know what's up with the pacing of this game, because sometimes it seems like I'm doing a whole bunch of shit all at once, and then other times it was like hours of doing nothing.
Yeah.
The whole middle of the game was ruthless to me. Like, go into the village to find a cave that you can't enter, so you cut bamboo to find a dog, and then you got to find 5 more dogs, and then once you find the dogs, you still can't enter the place. You got to go to like another place where like I don't know, somebody's daughter is kidnapped or some shit, and then like there's just a whole bunch of stuff like.
And then that daughter goes into a rocket ship and goes to and blasts off on the rocket ship randomly for no reason.
That entire pre-entering the capital, like pre-bringing the bridge down, is actually just like not like it's a blur in my head. Like it was just not.
Yeah, I forgot about a lot of that.
Like,
See,
dog shit gameplay.
I played most of this game like this last week, so it's fresh on my mind.
Well, that whole part of the game is terrible, though.
The breaking point for me was when I go inside the Emperor to get inside the palace, and I'm at the fucking 70th floor of this palace, and it's covered in lava. And what do I have to do to get like past the lava? Go halfway across the map and play Dig Dug with bombs.
To be fair, they basically tell you to go there first.
Yeah, but I'm right there already, you know? It's like, okay.
And you can fast travel there.
You can.
So it's not that bad. I do, but that whole section of the game is just running around and doing random tasks until you can go to the island.
Speaking of teleporting around, the game's way of teleporting around is there's these pools everywhere where you can use a mermaid coin
in pretty inconvenient locations.
To pool. There is a sequence nearing the end of the game where you have to run through about 5 areas to talk to somebody, and then they tell you to go fuck off down back about 12 areas.
And you're thinking, let me just
go back 5 hours, and then you finally finish it, and you have to backtrack all the way back up all those areas. And you know why you can't teleport in any of those, even though there's plenty of nice looking areas for a pool? Because it's all frozen over.
Yeah, dude.
How can you have your teleport thing be water pools and have an area without any water pools because it's frozen over?
All right, I got one even worse than that. So I grinded out 80 fangs so that I could unlock the mirror teleport thing that you get. By the time you do this, the rest of the game is a straight line, except for the one section that you have to backtrack through the forest. Now, when I said, okay, good, I didn't waste my time. I'm going to use the mirror to stop me from having to backtrack my way through this forest. I go and I do the thing and I activate the teleport for the mirror. This little fucker jumps off and says, "What are you doing? Why are you wasting time? We got to go this way." The one and only time I was going to be able to use the fast travel, the game said, no, you actually can't. So it was literally for no reason.
It's for all the extra content you're going to play now.
Yeah. If you want to 100% the game, then sure, get the the teleport. But if you're not going to do that, don't even bother.
I'm actually pretty convinced that most people haven't finished this game.
A customer of mine has played this game on 3 separate consoles and has beaten it exactly 0 times.
Yeah, no, I feel like everyone probably gets to Orochi, probably plays like 3 more hours after that, and says, I'm good.
Because the game should have ended at the end of the Moon Cave. The Moon Cave is like so iconic for me in this game because all I can think about is the Moon Cave. You go there twice.
Even if they don't end it there shouldn't be another 20 hours after it. Maybe 3, you know? Maybe like, oh no, there's actually another big bad, and you spend a couple more hours and you go kill it.
I mean, it should be longer. It should just be better.
I don't know, like, because the Moon Cave was such a big turning point, because that's when I stopped caring about the characters. You know, the charm wore off to me. Because like,
the characters are worse after that. I feel like the best characters are in that little village.
Yeah, like Miss Orange hitting like the Raging Demon to get me cherry cakes. It's like 1 for 1 the Raging Demon like animation. Like that's when the game was charming to me. And then after the Moon Cave and the game wasn't done, I had to lock in because I'm like, oh, this is I'm still fucking in there, dude. I'm deep in the trenches.
Well, and it's like when you make a game, because this game's like 30 hours, give or take. And the combat's too shitty to be 30 hours.
I like the combat. We're
It's
burying the plot here. This is a real time with pause game. I'm biased.
I guess, dude. So is Mega Man Battle Network.
Haven't tried
Oh,
it
dude,
yet.
you got that one boss that attacks you even while you're using your thing.
I thought
Yeah.
that was sick. You fight this Nine Tails RE demon, fucking celestial.
One problem
being.
with that boss, I had
that's a only you
FPS.
problem.
Only
There's
me
a
had
problem
that
with that boss.
I was the only one who had
2 FPS, dude.
Oh yeah, no. I think I don't know. Anyone who had an issue with that seemed to have a definitely legitimate copy of the game. So,
But yeah, no, he draws while you draw, and I thought that was sick because now you have to draw faster than he does, and because I'm on keyboard and mouse, I could draw hella fast.
Frank, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just kept. Excuse me. I just kept drawing bombs in front of him.
That's all I did too. That's
I
all
didn't
you
even-
ever have to
So I
do.
didn't even know that he drew back or anything, or I just drew a bomb in front of him while he dashed at me, and he fucking exploded.
Dude,
I
that frame
used
rate was so
Barnes.
bad I almost died. Almost.
I don't know how.
No, that's the part where you almost used your fucking pouch that keeps you alive.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry,
true,
sorry.
yeah.
I almost got 1/3 of the way to dying.
Oh,
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, you still got Guardian Angel.
I can't believe that's even a mechanic. Like,
Like what?
oh, just in case you might die, which is almost impossible. Here's the thing that you can keep buffing to revive you upon death.
And it's
Like,
not
how-
even that expensive to
How
get.
the fuck can you? You would have to be so bad at video games to die in this game.
You
You have
there's
so
gonna
much
be
health,
one
even in the
person
beginning.
That's like, oh man, this game was really tough. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Then you're bad at video games.
Dude, I don't even. What do you think? What do you guys think the game over screen even looks like in this game?
No, we
I
gotta
have
find
no
out
idea.
whether it's during or after this. Like I'm booting up and I'm dying.
You gotta boot
We're
up
gonna
and
find
die.
out.
Well, it's gonna take you about 30 minutes to die, dude.
There's a lot of poo poo pee pee jokes in this game too. Like one of the dog enemies, he can dig a hole, and if you get stuck in the hole, he pisses on you. Brabdo got the piss.
You're
ability,
burying the
and
lead.
doing
Yeah, you can
combos.
piss on the enemies and poop on them, but I didn't unlock that.
I didn't. I also did not unlock poop.
But I did unlock the piss. And I'm gonna be honest.
What
That's
are you
fire.
talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. What do they call it? The golden. They call it the golden retribution or something. And when you're reading the ability, you're like, what's this golden retribution? And then you press the button to do it, and the dog pisses on the enemy. And
Is it good?
It gives you a fang. That's how you grind the fangs.
I laughed every single time he did because Brabdo was stringing together piss combos, dude, and
I was having fun. I was making the combat funner than it probably should have been.
And I don't know. I never got the shit ability. I didn't see enemies use the shit ability. So
There's no reason to get it. It's only if you want to grind fangs. But what do you get for the fangs? Nothing really useful.
You can
get the
walk on
teleport.
water.
Oh, cool.
What do you mean?
That's only
That
good for
changes the game
for the middle section of the game when
This
you have to do
guy-
the water.
Oh, the longest section of the game.
This
Yeah,
guy
but you're
brought
not
the
gonna get that
golden
many.
showers ability, and then when walking on water, dog shit.
Yeah, dog shit. Give me the mirror teleport that's useless. Fuck walking
I
on
didn't
water.
know it was gonna be useless. I thought it was gonna save me time. It didn't
You,
save me.
you didn't think
any
walking
time.
on water would save you time?
Not
That's
at that
another-
point in the game. I had already done all the water walking.
that's another thing. If you piss on the enemies, they just shit out demon fangs when they die.
You go to the ice
So-
world, and there's no more water. It's just ice.
Now when that lake thaws.
There's some timers in this game that shouldn't be there. There's no fucking point to
Oh
them.
yeah, the 5-minute timer that you could do it in like a minute. That one's cool.
Hey man, I saw plenty of people filling those
The digs.
big dogs, dude.
The Dig Dugs timers are the only ones that I wish weren't in there because they were too strict for me. I did not do Dig Dug well.
Listen,
You know,
this game needs some difficulty. We can't just have this piss easy game where you don't die and there's
That's
no
why I'm not mad about
challenge.
the Dig Dug sections. I'm glad that I managed to fail like 2 of them like 2 times.
least there's some challenge somewhere,
there was
you know.
some thinking that had to be done, especially on the third one.
The third one's like legitimately, you have to like actually fail it once to see like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to plan a little bit.
Understand the strat.
So the game starts out with you as a statue from 100 years ago.
Wait, no, the game starts out 100 years before you became a statue with the white wolf Shira Nui or whatever. And what's his name? You know what I'm saying?
Nagi.
You guys,
Nagi.
critically acclaimed Okami fans, tell me what all 13 of the white celestial beings are. Go ahead.
They're the 13 Zodiac, dummy.
We got
You got the
Nanashi,
snake.
dude. That's the little badger guy, I think.
You got the snake inside of a bottle. You got the
You got the monkey with the long pole. You got the other monkey with the multiple monkeys.
Hold on. Don't forget about Yamaha Suzuki. They
How could I forget?
And the two owls, Tick and Tock, and
yeah.
Two owls, Hickory and Dickory.
and Dickory.
Yeah, that was pretty peak, actually. That fight was actually enjoyable. I can't lie.
It was something.
Out of all the fights in the game, you're telling me that one doesn't give you anything?
You couldn't spam bombs because you can't.
It was probably the best boss fight. Better than the final Bakugan.
Yeah, let's get to. I got a tale to weave here. I thought this game ended on 6 separate occasions. First, when I fought the Moon Cave Orochi, right, which has a really sick ending cutscene. The first time Susanoo looks sick.
Didn't you think it was weird that you had only been playing the game for like 10 hours up to that point, though?
Games are 10 hours. I think 10 hours is a reasonable time for a game. So anyway,
I believe it was a $60 game on release.
Thought the game was ending there. ODST was a 60-hour game. That was 4 hours
It has multiplayer.
Long.
That's a whole different.
So then I thought the game was gonna end at Hickory and Dickory the second coming. All right, that didn't happen. So then I thought the game was gonna end on another boss battle, but then you get a rainbow bridge to the data battles. I fought the data battles, and then you fight this circle. It's a
Hold on. We need to stop calling a boss rush data battles.
Because that's true. That's mad unfair because they changed the bosses in the data battles.
All right, well, I'm not getting into that.
When you do the boss rush in this game, they're identical. The bosses are identical, except for now you're 5 times as powerful, so you just kill them in 15 seconds.
Yeah, so you just continue to draw bombs.
The easiest boss rush I've ever played in a video game by far. I will say that.
They should have made you do the bosses back to back to back. Instead, they let you go into the shop and buy more stuff for no reason.
Well, that's why I think the game's not even that good because it's too easy. I've never played a game this easy.
I have played one, and I did not like it. It was Spiritfarer.
I was going to say
Spiritfarer was another game that you did not die in.
No, Spiritfarer is honestly harder.
How?
It tests your patience more.
I mean, yeah, I like this game more than Spiritfarer because it doesn't test my patience as much.
You know how hard it is to sit on that boat and cook logs, dude. You know,
it's something.
So anyway, you fight the Bakugan with Orcane in it, and you're like, damn, dude, Amy howls. You know, and all of the people are saying how great they are and how much they believe in you. And then this thing turns into Master Hand, and you have to fight him again.
That's not the final boss having 2 forms. That's pretty
it already
typical.
had 7 forms in its first form. It's like fucking, it's like Immortals Phoenix Rising with the 13 form boss.
You can't speak on a game you beat on story mode.
Whoa!
I can speak on Immortals. I picked it.
This game is on story mode. Let's be honest.
No. Story mode is crazy.
The dialogue, though.
Dialogue was long.
My favorite instance, and this really sums up my experience with the game. So you're there's like this water dragon, and you turn him back into a person, and like the world is gonna end, and like all this bad shit is happening, and this water dragon that turns back into a person while you're underwater comes up to you and says, "There's no time to talk," and then proceeds to spend a good 10 minutes on a PowerPoint presentation with an insane amount of exposition, all while you're underwater just chilling, even though you're supposed to not be able to swim. You can't in the overworld. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, no time to talk. I think he had a little bit of time at least.
I don't know. There's just so much like when you get to that snow village and that dude, all he does is tell you 15,000 times about how sick his sword is.
Yeah, everyone who has a sword in this game, they've named their swords. And they're super special for some reason.
Just goes on and on about how it's going to glow silver. Just you wait.
And then it does.
Oh, and the fucking dude. And then in the middle of the snow level, you have to go inside of a tree fucking stump and talk to random people. I hated that too.
That was fine because that literally only lasts like 10 minutes.
It would, but it's just like it's useless, dude.
But there's some
cool. It all culminates into you saying, "Okay, the sword opens the gate." Like,
dude, they had to bring the lucky mallet back.
There's some cool like moments. Like I liked climbing that tower for the cat thing.
That was cool.
The Brabdo had a faux.
That was cool. One problem with that one. So there's cats all along the thing, and I was, when I was playing the game, I'm feeding all the animals as I see them. You get to the top of that tower, there's one more cat you gotta feed.
See,
and I had no fish.
Cat.
See, I was doing that, and I'm like, I feel like I need to save one fish.
I don't know what gave you that, but I did not get that same inkling. So I had to do some crazy backtracking, burn a mermaid coin, go buy some fish, burn another mermaid coin to get back.
Burn a mermaid coin. Like you can't just buy 1,000,000 because you have infinite money in this game.
You can, but you got to go out of your way to go do that.
I'm never playing this game again. But if I were, I would spend my money so differently. I would buy 70 fucking vengeance slips. I would buy half as many holy bones because you don't really need them except for like in 3 areas. I would cruise through every boss forever.
This game allows you to get 11 million yen, but the most expensive item in the game is 2 million yen.
Another cool part when that water dragon shoots to the island and you're running on its back. That was cool. That was
pretty cool.
What about racing the slip on the island?
That was honestly probably the best platforming in the game.
So, some of the dungeons had ideas that I didn't agree with. Like bringing you all the way to the top of the dungeon, and then if you miss a jump, you're going all the way back to the bottom, getting over it with Bennett Foddy.
That's just
both me and Brabdo in the dungeon where you use the ice power to freeze the lava lily pads that the spiders have, got stuck in the same spot. Where it's a portion that you can't really jump over, and it's a portion that you have to jump down from. And if you jump all the way down from it, it sends you to the same spot. So you kind of got to finagle your way back into where the dungeon's supposed to actually be.
It wasn't that bad.
That wasn't.
It's like a 45-second time loss.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, if we're talking about time losses in this game, it's ignorance is the biggest time loss for me. I was a guide.
Pressing the X button is the biggest time loss. There's more dialogue in this game than there is game.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest issues.
They just go on and on and on and on, and I don't know how any reasonable person could like understand all of the things that happened in this game.
Well, they're not even like introducing anything new half the time.
They're just reiterating over and over again the same thing that you've already talked about.
Yet they keep introducing new characters at the very, very end. You know, you're at the boss rush, and there's like 3 angels. There's Marco and.
Oh, have you met the dude who's been with you the whole time, sister, who shows up just to say 2 words and then never talks about ever again?
And you're going
What's up
into
with that?
you're going into the shipwreck that is actually a spaceship or some shit, and then you got like 5 to 7 minutes of Isun going, all right, I'm leaving.
They fake out like 3 times. They're like, all right, I'm going. And then they're like, no, but you're a bitch if you go. And he goes, all right, I'm not going. And then he comes back on and then he can't go in. And the guy's like, ha, you can't come in. You're fucking going anyways. And then he's like, dang it. And that whole thing lasts like 12 minutes.
What's your
Just
opinion
to walk
on
through the door.
What's your opinion on the incest?
Maybe I missed that one.
So
Maybe I missed that.
So you got Nagi and the Saki person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they love each other.
Something like that.
And then 100 years in the future, you got Susano and the Saki lady. And they love each other. How does that work? How is that not incestual?
The other Saki lady is a different gene pool.
They're descendants.
This game's perverted. All right.
I don't think the game understands. 100 years is not that long of a time genetically. That's grandpa.
Also, what about the ancient aliens? What's going on there?
That's what I said. I'm like, why is there a fucking spaceship? What's going on?
No, you know that kid in the village who has a dragonfly on a leash?
Yeah.
When you go 100 years in the past, he has a flying saucer on his leash. What's going on here, dude?
What is going on with that?
And then you fly away on a spaceship, dude.
And there's another spaceship. The bamboo lady gets on the spaceship and then goes to who knows where.
It's some real ancient alien shit, dude. I don't know what they're trying to tell me.
Dude, they're trying to tell you to not trust the government.
Incestual, celestial aliens, dude.
It's just like there are parts of this game that are just aggressively perverted. Like there's a chick that's skinny dipping, and you have to steal her clothes. By the way, the button to walk on keyboard is B. That's
it. You played on keyboard, so
yeah. On controller, it's called you tilt the stick less.
Yeah, just like in every game since 1999.
You don't need a walk modifier.
On top of that, there's like there's like this art piece where it's like a naked lady, and then like acorns are boobs, and it's just like
they're just acorns. Come on, even though
the first time you find the chick, she's got a butt flap with her butt cheeks all flapping in the wind, and then like Isun's talking about how big Rao's tits are. It's like there's perversion everywhere.
Wait, are you talking about the beginning of the game? But
the very beginning of the game.
No, that's a little bit of tasteful ass crack. What are we talking about?
Except when you go back 100 years in the past and it's a kid.
Wait, what?
Oh,
yeah, missed that one, huh?
Must have missed that.
Bunch of certifieds in here.
No, sir. No, sir.
Certifieds is wild.
They are not like us.
And you keep going inside of things. Like you go inside the Emperor and you go inside the Water Dragon, and like for some reason you can't like cut the orb out of the dragon. Like it's impervious to cutting. You have to like use its
you have to go and use the thing that it said not to do. It said don't do that, and then you had to do it. So you had to know.
You had to break the rules.
Had to break the rules.
And then you go to the Moon Cave for the second time, and I'm like, oh shit, thank God, the Moon Cave again. And what do? You fight Orochi, the 8-headed dragon again. Exactly how you fight him again.
Yeah, he's got gold armor now, dude.
And then you get the same exact cutscene with Susanoo cutting him lengthwise again, which is a good cutscene. And then you go to the boss rush, and guess what you do? You fight you fight Orochi again. You know, so it's like.
Wait, I forgot. Then the game gets real Kingdom Hearts, dude. Then your nobody shows up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And because when you're fighting the birds too, your Riku comes.
Riku.
Wait,
Wolf
I
Riku.
forgot who Ansem is. Who's Ansem again?
He's the brush.
Yeah, he's the brush. He's something.
Yeah, I don't know how there's two of you in the future. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I actually, when I was playing the game, when we were back in the past, I'm like, wait a second, we're back in the past. I go, shouldn't there be another wolf here? And at that exact moment, the other wolf showed up.
But now in the future, there's 2 wolves.
But now I'm thinking, like, what? So you know what they say, dude. Inside
There's
of us,
2 wolves,
there are 2 wolves. So this game is the embodiment of that message.
Suit up.
All right. So, Forlo, you spent the most time playing this game at a
I
whopping
spent way too much time playing this game.
35 hours, 59 minutes, and 17 seconds.
I
That
mean-
is an extra 7 hours past me. What were
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
Hold on, but Brabdo's at 31.
I
That's
know
right.
what Brabdo was doing. He was
He knows what I was
fishing.
doing.
He was dilly-dallying with like hours left.
I had the least.
Did you guide?
A couple parts, but mostly not.
I had
I
to
feel like
guide a few times.
I mean, some parts are just so obscure that it's like I don't even know why you would think to do half the shit.
So for all the way up till after you collect all the dogs, I did not guide once. But then, as it dawned on me that I was running out of time, I reluctantly pulled out the guide.
What about Forlo?
Bunch of guiders, dude, and a no guide.
No guide?
No guide.
No guide, dude. That's why it took me 500 hours to beat the game.
Was it worth it?
No.
Do you wish you popped up a guide once or twice?
Probably. To be honest, a lot of those hours were just me enjoying the game in the first act. Like, I went out of my way to explore the lands and try to like collect everything that there was at the beginning, and then
You got to draw circles on all the trees.
I was like literally drawing a circle on every fucking dead tree, every place I went. And
the first act's legitimately good, I think. That is a good game.
And then when it didn't end, I was like, "Oh shit! I'm not doing any more of that anywhere else."
Would have took you 60 hours.
Yeah, so that's probably where the extra few hours came from for the most part.
You know what you weren't doing? Getting any demon fangs.
Hey man, I got a blank picture. Everyone else has got a limp purple whatever that is, dude.
Yeah, there's a
Got a limp something.
So I don't know what's better, dude. None of them are a limp fucking.
Well, Forlo already said he was running away from every battle.
That is true. After a certain point, dude, I was like, I can't be fucked to be held in a circle with some dickhead.
He's punching the wall, dude. He's punching the wall and dipping out.
I'm gonna draw another bomb on him.
He's got no godhood.
Dude, what do you mean I had no godhood? I had max godhood permanently because they shit out fucking tokens that give you either 1 level or max levels of godhood.
Oh, that's true. You could just like the items really just let you get rid of a lot of mechanics.
There was a boss in the boss rush where I simply spent 5 seconds popping like 5 different items and then drew a bomb, and it was over.
Yeah, they could have gotten rid of all of the items. Game would have played almost identically.
I didn't use half of them.
There's a scoring system in this game, and it's a tree that's fully bloomed if you do the best, you know, and it's swirly and it's pink, and then it's a regular tree, and then there's a seed like a tree sprouting, but the worst one is a shriveled up, flaccid seed that looks disgusting.
What do you mean? It's sad.
It looks really sad. It looks like a one of those balloon animal balloons that's deflated. It's bad.
Bunch of demon fangers.
It tells you to do better.
Got to.
Also, the save discrepancies are massive.
Yeah, I mean, what were you guys saving for?
I'm a chronic saver.
I don't know why I saved so much in a game that I never died in.
And I saved like more than I usually would. I just
actually at the end stretch of the game, I must have passed like 10 save points. I didn't even.
I save it I double save. I'm afraid the game's gonna crash.
I'm like, we got 30 hours and no crashes, and I'm rolling the dice.
No, I get it.
That's something Kingdom Hearts can't say.
Well, you know,
Kingdom Hearts did in fact crash every second.
This game did not ever crash.
On
And
the
I had
technical
mods.
scale for me, this game's W9. It's not the full 10.
No, it's a
no,
5.
I gotta give it. First of all, you can't alt tab out of this game, and if you do, it takes it out of full screen.
Oh my god!
That's the only issue that I have on the actually legitimate, definitely legitimate version of the game.
What do you mean fake 60 FPS, dude?
Yeah,
I mean, is it fake 60 FPS or is it just like locked 30 and we don't have to worry about it ever?
It's locked 30, but the menu lets you put it at 60, but it does nothing.
Yeah,
that's so cool. I love that.
It's a scale. It's if you think it's 60, then it is.
Kingdom Hearts unlocked FPS go all the way up to 120
and crashes.
I give it a 7.
What do you mean?
When it comes to the technicality, because it had no crashes, and it had the optimization issues are backwards. Why is it locked at 30 FPS still?
Well, because they wanted to make it like a movie.
It's a cinematic experience. It's an art game.
Like, why the options are there? Like, you can change the shit. So why not let me change it more? Why can't I turn all of the post-processing off instead of just putting it at low, you know?
Good question.
Also, I hate all games that don't let me turn motion blur off.
That's a fair point.
Got to use the mod.
I didn't know
I did not use the mod. I used no mods.
I used the mod and an ultra-wide mod. Looked pretty good.
Oh, I should have got on that ultra-wide mod. Although, does alt-tabbing take you out of the ultra-wide?
You don't need to alt-tab when you're locked in.
I guess I wasn't locked in, dude. I got people hit me up on Discord all the time.
We know you weren't locked in.
That's why you failed.
That's why you didn't finish the game.
So I was at working
for 30 days.
For 30 days, you know. I converted to Mormonism.
Oh yeah, you went on a whole Mormon hiking adventure.
Did you hit up the soda shops?
I did not hit up.
No, you're not a real Mormon. No excuse.
You know,
had plenty of time for that bazaar.
I did not really have that much time for the bazaar. I played like 10 games
Worst
total.
Balanced game I've ever played.
Had plenty of time for that Kingdom Hearts.
That was last. Wasn't doing anything last month. This month was stacked.
And Okami suffered because of it.
Unfortunate.
The sun didn't shine.
To be fair, I started playing on day 1. And I got a couple hours in. I said, all right, let me put the pause on this. I'll come back. Every time I came back, I could only get a couple hours in before I was like, all right, I've seen enough of this.
But then you hit flow state.
Well, no, he hit life or death state, dude. There was no choice.
Well, yeah, because I was ready to go to town, dude, and I've never been so stoked. Because if Brabdo sat here, made me play Kingdom Hearts 2 and didn't beat Okami, I was gonna have a full-on fucking maybe, dude.
Well, yeah,
go insane.
That would have been a Brad move.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I have to call up the Gregorian, the Gregorian calendar and tell them to add a 31st day to November, and then we would be okay.
Just wait till February.
February game. Did you know that fucking Crosscode was a February game?
That makes sense. No, that we failed. We both failed.
We failed miserably.
That was a mistake. That was pre-podcast, though.
Yeah.
Never again.
Thank God the fucking Blue Dragon was pre-podcast.
No. That would have been a fire podcast.
I tortured myself to beat that game.
You don't like Deep Purple?
Yeah, let's stay away from those kinds of picks.
What do you mean? No,
you can pick Final Fantasy 12.
We can pick a 60-hour RPG.
You're right.
Just wait. January's coming for the worm.
Oh, no.
After beating Xenoblade Chronicles X, an 80-hour game in 1 month, I'm convinced I could beat anything.
So he
Winter's
said.
coming for the worm, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Winter is coming.
Lock in. Suit up.
All right, how are we feeling about final verdicts?
The darn tough score.
The darn brought to you
It's
by
sponsored. It's like the Toyota halftime.
get yourself some merino wool
I'm
socks.
diametrically opposed to giving sponsorships to people that aren't paying us.
So we can't call it the darn tough score.
Call it whatever the fuck you want, I guess. I don't care. Whatever.
No, it's the Marlboro Red score.
How about
James Mid.
the tactical soap score?
It's mid.
It's mid.
That's not so it's
a 5.
but you like the combat more than Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
And you like the story more than Kingdom Hearts.
No.
What do you like about Kingdom Hearts more?
The overall enjoyment of the game. Kingdom Hearts was less of a slog, despite it being the same amount of time that I played it.
Yeah, you can get to the end of Kingdom Hearts pretty quickly. Ask Forlo about that.
You have to skip every cutscene. Honestly, the game's pretty fucking similar. There's
It has
a billion
parts.
hours.
It has it has good and it has bad. The combat is not so exceptional that I think it warrants putting it into a 6. You know, if the game ended at the Moon Cave, it would probably be like between a 6 and an 8. Honestly,
Yeah, I think it would be an 8 if it ended there.
But I mean, the game, how well the game played did not warrant how long I had to play it. And it's not a bad game, but it's also not like a great game.
Yeah, I'm what'd you say, 5? I'm sitting at a 6. I thought it was pretty good. But pretty mid. Like
better than Kingdom Hearts 1?
Well, I gave Kingdom Hearts 1
a 5.
I did not give Kingdom Hearts 1 a 5. No way did I do that.
Oh, that was Forla.
I said this game. It's obviously it's not a bad. If you gave me 2 months to play this game, I probably would have liked it a lot more.
You would have still done it in the last 3 days.
No, because I was poking at it. I poked at it constantly.
I don't know how having an extra month of poking at the game would make it better.
It's just extra. Listen,
it's still going to be boring as fuck every time you turn it on.
I still would have taken. I still would have like. It's a 6. I thought it was decent. It wasn't spectacular. I thought it was going to be better. I came in with high hopes because I think people talk about this game.
Nobody has beaten this game. Highly. I am so fucking convinced.
You might be onto something.
I think some people have, but the majority of people who are like, this game's awesome.
Must be furries.
Not even, dude. They're moon cavers. Moon cavers.
Yeah, how critically acclaimed it is astonishing to me that I did not know at any point how long this fucking game was.
Where's the Forlo score?
Forlo score.
We got I don't know, dude. For as much as this game ended up being a slog and like for all the bad it had, it was still like an enjoyable experience, and I'm glad that I ended up playing this game. I don't think it's exactly mid. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is a good
mid.
A good straight mid, yeah. I'm kind of stuck between 2 that are close, of course, but I think I'll give it a healthy 7.
A 7.
The band 7.
It's
not banned. It's not banned.
Now we gotta have an argument.
What do you mean? You said it was banned.
It was banned for like 2 because we picked like 8 7s in a row, dude. Like,
well, I was gonna do between 6.5 and 7, so it doesn't matter. I'll do 6.5.
So it's a 7.5.
No, that's a whole different.
It might as well be universe at this point. Honestly,
it's a 10. Not my score. I'm going with a darn tough 6.
So almost pretty much 6s across the board. Then I'd say it's pretty.
I do think it's worth playing. It's definitely worth playing. I don't know if it's worth beating.
I think if I played it when this game came out originally on the Wii, I might have thought it was better. Although I don't even know if I would have finished it, to be honest.
I just don't think like it's cool I finished, and I can say I finished it because I don't think a lot of people have finished this game.
If you want to play a wolf game, go play Twilight Princess.
No, go play Apocalypse Werewolf.
Yeah, is this game better than Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthbound?
Yeah, fucking 1,000,000%.
I agree with you though that like I don't know, like at the beginning of the game, like I'll use the word charm, the charm value, like of like you're in this new world with this cell shading and the art's pretty cool. It gives you some like I was kind of invested. Like I was like, this is gonna be enjoyable. Like fast forward 10 hours, like I didn't give a fuck about any of those trees or any of those cutscenes and the art anymore, dude. Trees. Like, so it's definitely, I agree, it's worth playing, for sure. It was definitely a fun experience. I don't know if you need to force yourself to finish it by any means. But
because I'm a huge advocate in actually finishing games, but this is like the one game where I'm like, I legitimately think
you get nothing out of it.
It gets worse. Like you get everything you need out of the game up to the first boss, and you're good.
And it's a solid story beat. It's a good enough story beat to end the game on.
And it's got the best characters.
Something like that.
In the moon cave.
It doesn't get weird until after that. That's a darn tough 6, dude. What's the cat give it?
The cat, their opinion has never mattered.
It does now. What's the darn tough cat score?
We're playing a furry game. What's the darn tough cat score?
Actually, Sylvester was bitching at me through half of this game, so I'm pretty sure that it's a negative review on their part. I don't hate the game.
Your cat's a they?
It's definitely not the worst game I've ever played by any means, and it is charming enough to where like
what did Bug Fables get?
Bug Fables got a 2,
which is insane.
It's not. It's
insane.
That game's more of a slog than this game.
Frank's biggest. Okay, I'm just questioning some of you're saying this game has better combat than Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes.
Which is an insane take. And then your biggest gripe with Bug Fables, which is a shorter game than this, is that the combat numbers are too small.
No, my biggest complaint is that I did not care about any of the characters in a story that is all about characters that are the most bland, generic, boring, run-of-the-mill, one-dimensional like party I've ever seen in my life.
That's Kingdom Hearts.
The problems I have with Kingdom Hearts are different problems than I have with Okami.
I'm talking about Bug Fables.
If we're talking about Bug Fables right now, Bug Fables is boring straight through. This game is boring for like a big solid third chunk of it.
Which is about as long as Bug Fables.
Yeah. Well, you want the score to be lower? I could supplement the Bug Fables score to be like a 1.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, I don't know. You gave Bug Fables a 2 and this a 5.
That's what I was trying to.
It's also a recency bias thing because I played Bug Fables after playing really exciting games.
Oh, I think Bug Fables lost at least 2 points because Brad picked it.
No, Brad.
Oh, Brad you're not going to admit that?
Brad picks horrible games regardless of what I think of them.
What did you give El Shaddai?
I gave El Shaddai a 4 or a 3, something like that.
No, you gave it higher than that.
You gave it a 5, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Did I?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like because it was a mid game.
Sure, I'll give this game a 6. Is that better?
Let's go. No,
I
have
changed my score. Y'all have convinced me.
I'm locked in on this Bug Fables. I think you just give
0.
No, but what'd you give Battalion Wars? Well, we didn't do the podcast.
Wars is a -1.
A -1.
And what would you give Bahamut Lagoon?
Bahamut Lagoon's a solid. Oh man,
we need a spreadsheet. Pull the spreadsheet
solid.
That game is
Lagoon
bad.
Is a 4 or a 5 somewhere in there.
What?
Why?
He said what?
That's a game. That's a game that might be worse than any game you picked, dude.
No. Bahamut Lagoon's better than Recore.
No. I'd rather play ReCore again. If I had a gun to your head, what would you rather boot up and play all the way through again?
With like of the Brad games?
No, of Bahamut Lagoon or ReCore.
Bahamut Lagoon.
You are tripping balls, dude.
All right, boot it up.
We have a podcast. I need to go re-listen to that podcast. That game sucked
Vintage.
ass.
There was a lot of issues in the if you can control your dragons in that game easily gains 2 points.
But you can't.
But yeah, I mean, the long story short, Brad picked bad games, and he's not in book club anymore, so he doesn't pick any games. You know,
You just said, I just think you have a hating of Brad biasy to the scores for his games.
Bug Fables sucks. Battalion Wars has the worst control scheme fucking ever. Bahamut Lagoon was long and partially insufferable, but not the whole time. You know.
What about that Sandland?
Sandland has some problems like this game has. I think there's entirely too much dialogue in Sandland. I think that they go over the same thing multiple times.
Sandland wasn't as much as a slog.
No, it wasn't, but there's some missions that were definitely sluggish. I don't like the stealth, you know. The stealth missions were I don't know,
I like how we're just re-reviewing every game.
Well, you're the one that wanted to lock in on fucking Bug Fables.
Because it's not a 2. Come on now.
It's a 2.
That's an egregious score.
It's a turn-based tactics game where I can't hit a number higher than when I started.
And here we go, dude.
Dude.
Because the numbers are 3s and 5s instead of 300s and 500s.
Yeah, that's an actual a game that's an RPG that has no sense of progression is not an RPG.
Bruh. You played Hearthstone. Nothing has more than 10 health.
And I quit Hearthstone.
You liked it though. More than a 2.
Anyways,
I'm not changing my Bug Fable score.
Oh, I'll get there one day.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you're fighting for Bug Fables.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait till the second one comes out. I already got my pick.
Sure.
That's going to be a 7.
That's allowed.
That's a 7.
The Bat 7 is banned.
My game is LA Noire.
LA Noire?
Oh, shit.
Didn't you just play that?
Good luck getting that to run.
I played it when it came out on the 360.
Okay.
That might be a 2.
This game runs funny.
Oh no! How long is this one? How long
ago?
I think Frank 20. I thought you were picking a short game.
It'll be fine.
What the fuck are you?
I wanted to pick Metaphor. I cut 50 hours off of the game I was going to play.
Well, that might not be beatable unless you pay money. So that might be a bad idea.
Okay. LA Noire.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I wanted to keep the HD thing going, but
yeah, there's no HD. Can we play the Switch version?
You can play whatever version you want.
No, you should make your pick specifically the Switch version.
I don't have a Switch.
Do you have an emulator?
I don't want to play the Switch.
Those are illegal.
No, we live in Brazil.
But yeah, if we're doing games that last too long with lots of yapping, then we're doing LA Noire.
Wait, what? We just bitched about that.
I loved LA Noire when I first played it. I want to revisit this thing and see if it's as good as it was. That's the main reason.
Lock in.
LA Noire. All right, lock in, detectives.
All right. I gotta use my special detective powers.
This is the real, not the Brighter Shores detective, dude.
That's another reason. Seeing the word detective in Brighter Shores made me think, man, I want to be a detective again.
I'm never going to pay for that.
Yep.
So I gotta go play LA Noire. It's the closest I can get.
I own this game on Steam. Hold up.
Press X to doubt, dude.
I doubt.
It has to run like ass.
It does.
Well, here's the fun part, and we're getting this right out of the way.
Locked 30.
It's locked to 30 FPS.
30. It's a locked 30 game. Oh, how could I forget?
It's locked to 30 FPS because of all of the shit that they had to do.
I was making the proposed no locked 30 FPS games rule, but I'm thinking like there's no way anybody's gonna pick another locked 30 FPS game.
What was the last game you picked, Frank?
The last game I picked?
Dark Envoy.
Dark Envoy, and then before that was Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's only been downhill.
Let's wait to play LA Noire again. Maybe it's shitty. I don't remember.
You think it's better than Dark Envoy?
I gotta play it again, dude.
They might be. We'll see.
I remember the gist of it. I don't remember everything specifically. If I boot this game up and I remember every case, I'm gonna be pissed. Like a brain.
It's very memorable.
Should have picked Mafia 2.
I just played Mafia 2.
Mafia 1.
Mafia 1 remastered.
In October of last year, I played Mafia 1, 2, and 3 back to back. And I was gonna pick Silent Hill Remaster, but I already beat that.
You gotta stop beating these games off the cuff.
Yeah, you gotta hold them.
And if everything works out perfectly as it is, Avowed is gonna be my pick for the next one. So that's gonna be sick.
That's crazy.
All right, make sure everyone plays it.
Yeah.
So we can play Woke Avowed.
Yeah. Unless you guys want to play Veilguard instead, I mean.
What about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
Now that I will play. I don't know if I'm going to beat it, but I'll play.
All right, Kenshi's my pick.
Yeah. So the game of the month is Path of Exile 2, but we're going to play LA Noire.
And now we're talking.
What the?
Brighter Shores, get to 100.
What?
Oh, well, I mean.
Finish the game.
Beat Brighter Shores in a month.
Oh, he's lost it.
Is Forla locked in, dude?
Locked in LA Noire.
You're going to put your newsie on?
My newsie. What do we...
They don't got those up there?
I guess not.
They call them toques.
Are you going to put your toque on?
I guess so, dude. I'm locked in.
Your monocle?
Yeah, my monocle.
He's dressed like a fucking Monopoly man, dude. Like
with a toque? Do they have detectives up there?
No,
no, it's a Mountie.
No, they're mounted over it.
Mountie up.
They only have the mounted people, nothing else. Yeah.